business, and I've been in this business about 9 weeks. And you're thinking, 9 weeks? Haven't you been in it 9 years? And no, the only person in it 9 years is the tax man. He's known as the tax man. His name is Stephen Brewer. He's a tax attorney. He retired from the Army in around the year 2000. And after 20 years in the Army, he came out and bought a couple accounting firms. Now, that was again about 25 years ago. And now, 25 years later, here we are. He has 22 offices, and he's known for being the fourth largest tax attorney conglomerate in the country. He's also one of the only specialists as a FICA tips tax attorney. So that's what we're going to fall in love with, at least I did. And you can decide what your level of interest is and what you want to do with this. But what we'll do today is I'll keep a kind of open forum as much as possible, but I do want to tell you kind of the big picture. I'll get into the process, and then we'll do a Q&A. So let's try to hold the Q&A for a little while until I get through the primary presentation. I've done this about 100 times in the last 9 weeks. So I've got it down. I know the process. I talk to Mr. Brewer on a regular basis. I was on the phone with him today. Now, I'm not the guy that gets out in the field and knocks on doors and meets restaurant owners and does this business primarily. I am a recruiter and I'm a trainer, and I've been doing this. I'm 65 years old. I've been doing it a few years, and this is my passion. I build teams. So far, I have referred 34 people into the business. And from that 34, some of the ladies and gentlemen have brought in a friend or two. And so we have a little over 70 people in my group right now. Now, one thing I want to do is, again, give you the big picture of who he is, because the fact that he is a tax attorney and has been doing this, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to do it. And what he decided is different, he decided at the end of last year. All right. And he had some people involved with him that were processing FICA tip taxes and other tax benefits programs, such as Cafeteria 125. He's involved in some other things that he's going to allow us to be involved in too, because once you get a client, Elizabeth, you're going to like this. Once we get a client, we also can make money again and again, Joyce, not just once, Marilyn,
Okay.
again and again, Rory. Does that sound good? That you don't make
Yeah.
money once, you get some more money later and more money later and more money later. That's really, really exciting. So what he's been doing for a few weeks now, about 4 or 5 months, is putting together the ability for us to get paid multiple times. Now, it started with FICA tips tax credits, which is where we are right now. So for right now, what we do is we find restaurant owners any way you want to find them. You might know them, you might not know them, you know somebody who knows them, you know how to, you're comfortable with going out and meeting people, finding out who owns the restaurant, finding out their name, finding out who you should talk to ahead of time. You'll learn some details of what people are actually doing to make this happen. But you can do it any way you want to, by phone, by text, by appointment. But I'll tell you, in person, and you would agree, is always the very, very best. It's better to be in person when you can be. Not everybody can do that, but when you can, you want to do that. Go out and visit in person. So when you talk to someone, here's what you're going to learn in the process of all this is that what they're going to say when you say, George or Mary, I want to help you get about $100,000 average. And there's some right ways and wrong ways to say that, of course. But you're going to say something to them that says, we want to offer that we're going to get you some money that's kind of hidden, that we've got a tax attorney that we work with. Joyce, you can say that. Marilyn, you can say, I work with a tax attorney, and you can say that what he does, he's going to help you get some money back for at least 4 years of collections of all that FICA tip tax money you've been paying in. And they know what it is. They know it's Social Security, and they know it is Medicare taxes, the tip taxes specifically. We're talking about tipped employees right now. We're going to talk about just about restaurants, just restaurants. So you're going to say, George, it looks like we're going to be able to get you some money. And ladies and gentlemen, if there's any gentlemen here, there's not a wrong process. but there's some processes of how people are doing this that's working out really good for them. And I'm going to bring up a page here in just a moment, and I'm going to show you what they're doing. So again, we can go around in circles a little bit with the conversations, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up what all of us get once you register and once you've been approved. Usually takes place the same day or the next day. So it's not a long process, but the tax attorney, he does this himself. He approves you specifically. So if you've registered and didn't get your approval yet, look in your junk mail. It might be there. Just like when you get a client, when they get an email, it might be in their junk too. I think that's the number one thing to learn up front. Emails might be in junk or spam, right? So if people say, well, if Mr. Brewer says we sent them an email, he sent the email. Is everybody hearing me? Let me make sure. I've got a thing on my computer going in circles. Joy, can you
It
hear me?
keeps going in and out, in and out.
Okay, because I think I've got a little bit of a lag, so bear with me here. I'm going to wait for that lag to quit. Hopefully it just quit. I think it did. So I'm going to bring up a page. And do you see a page change?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So everybody gets a encoded. You get your own ID number, and you're going to get a web page like this. You are not going to see a number or your name on this page. It's hidden. But just know that when you copy your link, that your number, your link to that client is embedded in this website. This is your website. So again, I'm going to go over this now. You're going to be going over this several times as you learn what the business is and how it works. But what's on this page is a lot of good information. So one of the things you can do up front, and when you're talking to a client, especially when you're new, do it for yourself, but do it for them, is do what I'm going to do right now. We're going to take 1 minute and 46 seconds. I'm going to play a video. So here goes.
Quick question. Are you paying payroll taxes on your employee tips, even though your customers pay those tips directly to your staff?
I'm crushing it on tips. Why does that feel like a penalty?
Because high tips can mean higher employer FICA, Social Security and Medicaid, on those tips. Here's the silver lining. The FICA tip tax credit, also called IRS Section 45B. If you're eligible, you can claim a credit for the employer share of FICA paid on certain employee tips.
And here's the part that hurts a little. Many businesses never claim this credit. Some industry estimates say 80 to 90% miss it. And the median refund reported in some studies is around $101,000. Your results depend on your numbers.
If you're in the restaurant and hospitality industry, this credit has been around for a while. And with recent law changes, many beauty and personal care businesses may qualify too.
Simple version.
You take eligible reported tips, apply the employer FICA portion, and that calculation can become a tax credit.
Time matters. Refund claims are generally limited, often 3 years from filing or 2 years from payment, whichever is later.
Legacy Tax and Resolution Services handles the heavy lifting, reviewing tip data, calculating the credit, and preparing the right filings. Want a quick estimate? Use the calculator below. Then complete the survey to the right and book a call.
Okay. So that could have been echoing. I apologize. Your video will not echo if you're an echo. But let's move forward. So what we're learning is we get a website. All right. So we have a contact. We have a website which has links. There's a video. There's a lot of really grand information on that page. And as you saw that, if you kind of read ahead and some of this information, you saw that there's $11 billion unclaimed every year in this category. Now, the category is not your big restaurants. It's your middle to small restaurants in America. Those individual restaurants that have one location, maybe they have 3 or 4 locations. They might have 5 or 10 or more, but you find the ones who didn't get this money, and that's what we're going to do. So it's reported that 80 to 90% don't know about this, and there's a few reasons that you'll learn. You'll hear me say a couple or so. of them, but you'll learn some more reasons. One is they just don't do it. Who don't do it? The CPA or the accountant doesn't process this, and they don't do it for several reasons. They're not educated, they're not trained in it whatsoever about the laws and the availability. They don't have the software, they don't have time. Maybe they just missed it. And there's a lot of reasons, like I say, quite a few, but for whatever reason, it's not done. What is our position is to let them know that not only are we going to help them get this money, but here's the thing that we sell. What I tell people we sell is not the service. We're not selling the money, it's their money. We're going to help them get money back. What we're going to be selling is the service of Mr. Brewer, the tax man. The fact that he's the whole history of what I told you earlier, been in business for decades, top in the country, has the software, has the knowledge, been specializing this for over 2 decades. That's the why. Why us? Because we are the surgeons. You do not want a general practitioner that doesn't know anything or nothing about this to be processing this, because we want to what? Maximize how much money somebody's going to get. So here's what I mean by that. And this is the part that if you didn't hear it yet, it's kind of mind-boggling. We can help them get right now for the next 4 weeks and 4 weeks only, for a few legal reasons, we can help them get 7 times the money. Watch this. I've got the calculator room. Let me make sure that I share that page. Give me just a moment to get the calculator up. And we're going to be talking to the owner, and we're going to help them understand about how much money they can get back. This is going to be close. So when you're talking to them, you just say, and I use George as my example. George, how many employees do you have? George has got 15 employees, part-time and full-time. And you can put that in this information sheet down at the bottom. You can see I'm skipping around, but 15 employees. And in Tennessee, the minimum wage for wait staff is $2.13. In some states, it's higher, and you'll learn the details. But the biggest number you can put in this blank right here is $5.15. If you, let me scroll down just a little bit right there. You see the 515, but you'll learn the details. It's whatever state you're in, whatever the minimum wage is, but you never put more than 515. And then you put in, well, let's see, what is the average money for people in that restaurant, in your restaurant, making per week? And you answer that question. So what you see here, based on these numbers, on the left is $25,000. Now, if you look under that, it says, with your current inputs, means the data we put in just now, based on that, this owner can get back about $25,000 net of fees. That means after they've paid the tax agency, which means they're going to get about $25,000 a year. Again, this is just for the next 4 weeks. Should you get some put in, I hope you get you some business quick. But 7 years of money, 7 times 25, 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, $175,000 that they can get after, and I know I get excited about it, that's why I yell a little bit, but after they pay the fees. And now what we're going to do next is I'm going to do this kind of as a summary. It's like, well, that sounds good, Rodney, but what about me? What kind of money am I going to make for doing that? Let's look at another page. Let's look at my calculator. Now, each of you will get your own calculator. I make these I'll make one for whoever the first person is here, Joyce or whoever. Then all you got to do is copy it. Just make another copy, make another copy. It's a live calculator. Apologize, I've been down with hay fever. Well, let's say 25,000 for 7 years. We came up with, now 175,000 was the amount after fees. So we're going to put an amount in here. Let's say we put in 150,000 is what we're going to put in that the person's actually getting. You can put any number in here you want to. And again, now we got to look at some details. Here we go. Amount of FICA tip tax credit is what I just put in. The next thing is, what does it cost? It's 25% of the total. 25% of that 150,000 in this example is going to be $37,500. Then the actual charges from that money, not additional money, from that 37,000, the tax filings are charged to that per year, in this case 7 years. So 2,000 times 7 or $14,000 for a balance of 23,500 that's left for the pool. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So of that 23,000, the agency, Mr. Brewer, and all the employees and staff, and the people, that we were called consultants, are going to get 23,000 times 65% paid to us, 35%, listen to this, paid to Legacy. Can you believe that? So we get 65% of that 23,000 or $15,275 as a whole, all of us, meaning you and your sponsor, 3 levels up. So the selling agent, look at this. Your 75% of that 15,000, which is what we get paid, is $11,456.25. And your sponsor will get 1,500. So will their sponsor. Finally, the third person up will get $763. Now, if you're the guy or lady building a business, this is what you'll get paid when you bring people into the business. They'll get the 11,000, you'll get the 1,500. How would you like to have 10 people a month or 10 people a week doing that?
Mhm.
Pretty simple question, right? So again, we could go over details, but what I want to do is be keen to be here to help you ladies get started and learn what you want to rather than what I think you should know. Obviously, we're going to learn details and details. Here's something I want to give you that's going to really help you a lot right now. I'm going to show you one more web page. Now, what I did about I don't think it's been 2 weeks ago, I came up with the fact that we needed a way to communicate and find these meetings that we want to go to. So what I did was I created a training website, which I'm going to show you now. Give me just a minute to bring that page up, and please save this because it's going to be a valuable tool to you. This is where you can find the meetings every day. As you can see on the calendar here, almost every day. There'll be more meetings added. And other than that, watch this. I'm going to click on resources and look at this. We can put in forms, letters, documents, scripts. So you'll see resources here. Then also watch this. I'm going to click on videos and you're going to see videos. I've got videos I've made, FICA fundamentals, FICA tip tax credit explained. Here's a really important one. If you haven't registered yet, it's really important that you watch this video. I won't play it now, but it's in here. It's only 1.5 minutes long or so. It tells you exactly how to register so that you know when you see the username to put in your real name, not Toad Frog Central or something weird, so that you won't be recognized. Because if you don't put in your real name, the person who brought you on board won't know you registered. So just watch that, a couple minutes, less than 2 minutes there. The other one that's real important is locate your client and affiliate links. Just so you know how to do that, just click on that one and watch it. Here's a big one. My CPA or accountant handles that. Here's a nice little video. You'll hear about this over and over and over and over and over. And here's another video. Are you a restaurant owner? And again, you'll see more videos down here. So this is the training site, taxaffiliate.com. Now, if you were listening and was not able to write that down, but you can look into the chat. I'm going to go to the chat right now. And on the right side over here, you'll see a chat. And I'm going to paste that into the chat so that you can save that for yourself. Now, let me see if there's anybody I didn't let in yet. I see there's more and more people came in. I think everybody's here. Okay. Now, if I remember right, Joyce, you're unmuted. Thank you for putting this together. I love the way you put this together. I do, ladies and gentlemen, this on a very regular basis where I do impromptu meetings, meaning I may at some part of the day text Joyce and say, Joyce, I'm doing a meeting in 2 hours. Come and bring anybody you want to. I'm doing that almost every day. So don't be surprised if you get an invitation like that. On the other hand, I do exactly what Joyce did today. We set a time, we come here and meet. And if Joyce, if you get a couple people, brand new people, and want to do this from time to time, this is what we do. Now, one more thing before I'm going to ask you to start asking questions is that this room, similar to a Zoom type room, is very affordable. If you have a group of people and decide to do this, these rooms are only $15 a month for 100 seats. And you can also, you can get a room that has up to 1,000 plus seats in a webinar. But hey, I'm a talker, I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer. I'm Rodney Bush. I am near Nashville, Tennessee. My sponsor, Roger, is in Ocala. Roger is one who works many, many hours a day, very busy in a lot of ways, but he's busy now. You see, he's not sitting there, but I'm going to now ask you to start with your questions, and we'll talk about what you need to hear. Yes, ma'am. Elizabeth?
I'm a little confused. They talk about, the median amount being 100,000, but if the way you demonstrated 150,000 ended up giving them, what was it, 30,000, something like that. Why would we tell them 100,000 when they're going to end up with a lot less? Isn't that reverse psychology?
I'm glad you said that, but really in my example, I'm just doing examples. What you want to do is bring up this calculator, and I'll put it back in here. Really what you want to do is not even tell them that. You can say, you can say the average person is getting 100,000 if you think that's the right thing to say. Or you can say, look, I don't know what you can get. Let's look at this. How many employees, do this, fill out the calculator.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Thanks for asking that.
Yep.
Good question.
Yeah.
And everybody learns their own approach and what you're going to be comfortable with saying, or in some cases not saying. And the thing about this is there are only a few companies in the country that's doing anything with affiliate programs like this. And the ones that are, they're paying way under half or less commission than this. This gentleman is very generous in this. And if you think about the 25, 30 years he's been in business doing this, and in fact, he's got 22 offices, he's not in it just for money. He's in it for us. He decided he wanted to help a lot of people. And so here we are. Now, let me tell you exactly how many we are so that you can, when you register, you'll get a number. Joyce, did you get your number yet? Did you notice what it was if you did?
409.
Wow. So we topped 400 people. That's exactly what that means. I'm number 201.
Well, and I'm
registered like
5 something.
Who said
I'm
that? What?
547.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm 5
Wow.
something. I registered today.
Wow. Well, it's moving
I
quite
don't
along.
have a number yet.
Well, we'll get you 2 numbers, Marilyn.
Okay, please do. And I have a question. What
right.
if the client, doesn't have that many employees? What's
Well,
the
that's
outcome of
a great
that?
question. Let me show you the answer to that. Rather than to tell you, let me show you. So let's look back at the calculator. That is a great question.
How do I get the
again,
calculator?
Everybody gets this landing. This is your landing page when you register.
Oh, okay.
This is your website.
Okay.
Now, there's 2 ways to get to it. You can scroll down like I just did, or you can just click on calculator and it scrolls down for you.
Okay.
But let's answer that question. That's a really magic question. Here's the bottom line. What we're looking for so that it's affordable for the attorney to do this, what he's looking for in this left side number is $11,000 minimum. So whatever happens in this calculator, if you let's say you put 9 employees, and you say they're only making, and I say only because most people make more than 500 or 600. Let's say it's 600. You see how that's marginal? Close to 11,000.
Where did the 600 come from?
I'm sorry. Weekly tips per employee, the average income.
Okay.
All right. So think about that for a minute. Now I'm going to change that 9 to 8. And again, just play with it. See how that's marginally 11,000?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for. That's take home money for the owner.
Okay. So
Take home.
at least 8 employees is acceptable.
Well, it's not really that. Let's say the average employee makes $800. You see, watch that. Now, then you only need 6 employees. Look at that.
Got it. Got it.
Beautiful question.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll tell you one thing I did. And when I got involved in this, I'd been in one who helped business owners get COVID money, the employee retention tax credits. Did anybody in here do that?
No.
Okay. It's gone. It's done. But that was my first real tax affiliation with me doing something for business people with taxes. So that's kind of where I am. So I've been in this 9 weeks. My number was 201. So that was May 6, I think it was, or 9, something like that. Not, not that long ago. So let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, whoever might be here. In our kind of marketing, a lot of people will quote, and I hate these two words, sign up. People will sign up. I say, if you want to be a part of this, register. That's what I call it, because but people do register or sign up, and they look and they study, and they look and they study and think about it. And what does 80% of all people do with this, or anything in this
Nothing.
category where it's free? Nothing. Well, they do things, right? They might study, but the point is, 80% actually just don't. Now, I'm going to give you the whole story. So the affiliate program was designed back in the late November, December last year. So in January, we're starting to get a little bit of momentum. I'm not in the company yet. February, not in. Now, the first business that started getting put on the books, I don't know if it was the last week of January or somewhere in February, the first business started to go into the system. That means starting the process at the legacy office. And I'm going to tell you more about legacy now that I said that here in a second. In fact, I'll pull up the page, and I'm going to keep telling the story while I pull up this other page. But I want you to be clear so that you can tell other people. Let me get this typed in, and I'll pull this up while I'm telling the story of who we are and where we're at with all of this. So just kind of watch that in the background, if you will, while I continue talking about the company itself. Give me a minute to concentrate on showing that. So as people begin to register, now business is starting the process. Here's kind of the big picture. Business owners, when they register to get this money, for whatever reason, you think they would want to get it in quick, but they don't. And so our job, and this is why you're going to love this, we have to know what is our job. Our job is to get them registered. And we also, you want to be in the meeting with Mr. Brew, which I did not explain yet, which I'm going to explain here in a minute. You want to be in the Zoom meeting. He uses Zoom for now. You want to be in that call because this is your client. They're going to be your responsibility to move forward. And it's going to be up to you to nudge them on. The reason we're getting, $8, $9, $10, $11,000 per client or more is because there's some work to do. So you want to nudge them along. You want to make sure they're help them make sure they find their initial email. The biggest problem in this whole process is people don't open their email for whatever reason. It might be in junk or spam, and it likely is because they've never gotten an email from this agency, right? So you want to stay on them. Did you find your link? Did you find your link? And you go, and you know what you're going to do? I know what some people do. You're going to have them email the company and say, we didn't get our link, but they did. And I'm telling you, they just did. So you want to help them find it in those categories, help them get that link. Now, when this all started, one of the things you agreed to is that you agreed to help them out. So Mr. Brewer is going to ask them, can Joyce be authorized to log into your portal to help you get this process done? And almost all of them are going to say yes. They'll say yes. So that's what you are going to be able to do is log into it's a back office for getting all this information, getting all these records collected. And so now that's going to move along. So it's your job. It's my job. And as we move that along, and when it's all finished, absolutely finished, then it goes off, it gets electronically sent to the IRS, and then it's going to take 6 to 12 weeks, with a medium of that about 10 weeks for that to process. And once it's finished, now if you think about time, 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, you're talking 2 to 3 months, plus the month it took them to get it in there. You're talking about 4 or 5 months just to get it in. Now, I told you all that to tell you this is June 1st. This is just starting to come back now for the first time ever. This is you're at the ground floor of something. So the people who started first, and they've got a lot of business on the books, are now going to be starting to get paid for the first time coming up soon, like within the next week or two or something. I don't know exact dates, but there are people who are putting in clients that have multiple restaurants. And that gets into another category of thinking when you start thinking about that. But so I showed you this website. Let me tell you the website that you're looking at, Legacy Tax Resolution Services. If you want to write it down, it's a long web address, Legacy Tax Resolution Services.com. Legacy Tax Resolution Services.com. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go backwards to what I mentioned because I don't want you to miss out on this thought of when somebody has multiple restaurants. That's just, it's exciting because when you find somebody that says, oh, yeah, I've got 5 other restaurants, you want to go, well, okay. So then what you're going to do when you do the calculation is how many combined employees is there all, let's say it's 5 locations with, 8, let's say it's 40 employees. Watch the calculator. Bring that down a little bit. What if it's only 700 a week average? 700. Look at that number. Imagine that for 7 years' money. Now, again, that's only for 4 weeks because there's a deadline. I didn't explain that yet. There's an IRS deadline because of COVID where they normally through us can get 4 years of money, but right now, 7. But even 4 times this, that's $280,000 take home money. Again, you talk about the calculator. Now that's why you can have a calculator. Go back and put in that 280, which is going to actually be more like 380 or maybe even $400,000 total. That's going to be in that. I'm going to show you again. What if you did get that big one? Watch this. Look at your commission on $400,000, $41,000. So again, I can go in circles on this because there's so many variables and what we can talk about, but you'll learn this day by day, step by step, the process of where this is. And I know I haven't told you everything in this short time, but the main thing I want to do, Joyce, again, thank you for putting this together, is to answer your question. So if I missed something, let's go backwards and help me out. What did we miss?
First of all, they've been telling us June 15th, so we don't have 4 weeks. We have to get it in by the 15th of June.
Well, here's the whole picture. The actual deadline is July 10th or
Right.
9th or 10th.
Right.
The reason you're hearing the 15th is because they have to have time to process this.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So it is, get it in as fast as you can. I'll promise you this. If you get one on June 17th or 20th, they're going to take it.
Okay.
Or probably 30th, they're going to take it. Would they not? Of course they are. But
Okay.
that's where you want to really know what you're doing, number one, and really make this happen. Here's something I asked Mr. Brewer a couple weeks ago. I said, now tell me this. What's the fastest time? Tell me the record. The fastest that somebody registered, got all the documents in and it processed. Here's the answer. He said, well, I had a guy that registered on Friday and he finished on Monday.
Oh.
Wow. Right?
Great.
All right. So it's going to be up to you, Elizabeth and me, Marilyn. I like to talk to individuals. Patrick, welcome, Patrick. You can unmute if you want to say so. Hello. All right. What direction do we need to go to help me out, somebody? Questions?
How to get past the gatekeeper to get to
Hi, this is Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
How you doing?
We're good. Where are you at, Patrick? Tell us that first.
I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow. Welcome. Glad to have you.
On an individual call with them.
Thanks very much.
Did you have a question, Patrick? You just want to say hi?
No, I'm just listening to everything, just trying to learn more.
All right.
This is great.
Well,
Appreciate the opportunity.
Were you here early enough to get the tax affiliate training website that I built?
I've been on for a bit and I was trying to catch that, but you went pretty quick.
All right, I'll bring that back up because I really want to make sure that everybody gets that because that's really helpful when this meeting's over.
Yep.
All right. So again, I'm going to go back to whoever said something next, or I saw a hand.
No, that was That was me. It was just a quick question about how do you know what the minimum wage is when you're doing your calculator?
You just go to your favorite Google engine and say, what's the minimum wage in Tennessee or whatever.
Okay, so it's for the
And
whole state usually.
Usually, I don't
Yeah.
know all the
I-
answers to that, but every time I've done it has been yes.
If I can interrupt for a moment, yeah,
Please.
on the last training call, the issue is like in Alaska, the minimum wage is $13 now. It's going to be 14, but apparently there is a lower wage for the people like working in the restaurant industry. And then I understand that the top number we would ever use is, I think it's 515.
It is, and I'm gonna bring that back up because you said that just to bring it to life again. We saw this, they saw it, but because of when you do the calculations, that's what you put in the calculator. So in
I
your
can't
case,
hear
would,
you.
okay, does everybody hear me except for her?
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that, but I'm still here. So you see that, Patrick? It's like it's all never do you put more than 515 to make this balance out to get the maximum money.
Right.
There's a couple rules for that, but not to worry about the rules. Just that's what you do. But that's a great point.
Could you
So in
please
Tennessee,
repeat
it's still,
the site that you were going to describe again for me?
oh, and I should be sharing. Oh, I meant to share it. Let me make sure I'm sharing the site. Oh, give me a moment. I'm going to share. It's taxaffiliate.com. And again, it's a website that I bought just for us, just for my team. I don't care who gets it. You can give it to anybody, but it's a training website. And that's what you're looking at right now. Let me flip a couple pages so it looks a little better. This is the video page, but in the top you'll see calendar. This is how you're going to find the meetings. Just scroll down is the best way to find the links. So you can just pop right into the meetings. And so I've got those in there so far. Then also here you will see videos that I've created. It's all me, mostly, for now. And if you're brand new and you haven't gotten your email for approval yet, you really want to look at this email, which is locate your client and affiliate links so it's easy for you. If you're brand new and did not register yet, please watch this video, registration guidelines that I set up. It makes it easier for the process for you to sign up, register. Also, outside of videos, I have resources I'm starting to put in here, and others can share these things. Again, a brand new site. It's not even 2 weeks old yet, I don't think. But so we got some documents and forms and things in here, and again the calendar.
If I may, it's the site that I was trying to write down. I didn't get it. Has the name Legacy in it.
Oh, well, okay, it's Legacy Tax, and I'll bring it back up. You won't really see the website, but all you do is add .com to this website, Legacy Tax Resolution Service. Here's what we don't do. We don't send people to this website. This is his website he's had for 30 plus years, right? So what you're going to learn, Patrick, and I'm sorry you got here a little later, but here's the good news.
It's okay.
The best news about what we do is, and I'm going to highlight this in that website. Give me just a minute to change pages, but you'll see these services, these multiple services, and this is not all of them, but we are going to be able to earn residual money because, as you'll see the questionnaire, which I did not go over yet, which I'm going to do, I need to do right now, is that we're going to get paid on other business like research and development, grant money, cafeteria plans, 125, that some of the consultants that come on board choose to do. But whether you do it or not, if this client who you bring on board to the company, as they become a client of the company, when anything else happens, you get paid again and again and again. So here's something I didn't do that I must go back to from earlier, and let me come back to the main website that we all get. We'll make that smaller. So this is your landing page. This is your website. Everybody gets the exact same thing. And what you're going to notice here is there's a form to fill out. So once you've had this conversation, you should, it really makes sense to use the calculator, show them how much money they're getting, how many
Hey,
employees.
Rodney, could you let Marilyn back in?
Oh, I sure will. Is that why I hear a ding ding? Okay, sorry about that.
Yep.
Okay, I knew I was hearing something, didn't know why. Thank you for letting me know that, and I'm getting there, Where is she? There she is. Okay. All right. So one of the main things we haven't done yet, this is really one of the most important things we'll go over right now. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what we're looking at again is your landing page. So let me get that so I'm presenting what I'm talking about. So we're going to go back to landing page. Okay. We've showed the calculator. That again usually should be first. And then you're going to start gathering information from this client. And this is where you start. And I'm going to do this in a quick way. You fill out the form. You see the basic questions here. And then you put in an email. Click next. Okay. You can add comments. You answer this question. Is it okay to be contacted? And you click submit. But what's going to happen next is, what did it say? There was a problem. Oh, it didn't like my CAPTCHA. I went too fast. Can't overdo the robot. You got to give him time. So we'll do that. Click submit. And then this page pops up. Do you see the page that says thank you?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What you do next is you click this pre-interview. This just started Saturday. So you don't know the past, but you know what's here. This is the form. You read it. I won't read it to you. By the way, everybody in here, you can send your link to yourself. That's how you get this page to pop up. That's what I'm looking at is my page. And then fill this form out. Do what I'm doing. Do a dummy, fill it out as practice. And come in, put all this information in, just fill it out. I'm just putting in some, crazy things. And just answer these questions. Again, I'm not going to go slow enough. It'll take forever if we do
I
all
don't see
this.
that, Rodney.
Oh, it's not showing? Okay.
Mm-mm.
How about now?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
So here it is, top of the form. So you put in a business name. Again, I'm just putting something in to sort of go down and let's see, maybe I have to put a number in there. Should the address be used for tax returns? Again, I won't go over all these questions. You can do this on your own or together. Fill it out. Put in some information. Fill it all out. And what you're going to find once, again, get their name, what's your position, whatever. I'm, again, just doing this real quick. Fill it out. Relationship, email. Some of these things won't let you move forward if you're testing like I am unless you fill it out. So I'll put me@me.com and then I'll click next if it lets me. This field is required. Let me put a number in there or see if that'll work. Did I miss anything else? Let's see.
Yeah, it wanted your relationship to the client.
I'm trying to help.
Thank you. Hey, like
Make
again,
money.
hey, again, this thing just started. This is a new form. So we're all learning it, but you're the first people I ever showed it to. So let's put something in, right? I'm just going to put self to make it clear, just in case it's being picky. And let's see if it'll go next. Okay, we'll put a state in here. And it wants a last name. It's a jot form. If you've ever heard of jot form, that's what this is. Click next. Okay, what field is it now? Anybody see the one that they need to fill out? That's all I needed to do. And here we go. Next. There we go.
I was trying to give you some information. Excuse me, that it couldn't be done in a timely basis.
Hello.
I know I'm going in this at the beginning with you. I don't know the answers yet. That's why I was having you listen. I don't know yet.
Marilyn, mute.
I'm sorry.
Self.
That's okay. We're gonna make sure you know whatever it is you don't know. That's for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you put in the state here. Again, you can tell I'm just filling out the form. So I'm gonna put 2 million there. Put in some numbers. This is again just so you can see the form. Just put in whatever they say. I'm just going wild with that, of course. And then you have to answer something here. So let me remind ourselves, when this next 4 weeks is over, we can get companies 4 years of money. So if they've gotten any part of it for any reason, you could fill that out, but normally they don't have any of it. So this is going to be your normal answer, 22 to 25. 22 to 25. Again, I'm just doing this fast. What kind of organization? Is it a partnership or an S or whatever, single, married, all these basic things. And then what kind of business is it? Now, I'm going to slow down just to myself for a minute and make sure everybody here understands something. And I know some of you are brand new. So since 1993, this is something to write down. Since 1993, the FICA tip tax, dollar for dollar, we can call it a refund, has been available that long in history, since 1993. However, last year during the big beautiful bill, all tipped companies now can file for this money. So when we think about what I just said, it just started last year, which means only last year's money can be recovered. 1 year of money. Now I'm going to say this in my personal opinion. It's not worth your time right now to try to help anybody get this, because first of all, 25 just finished last year and not much money there. So your time's going to be better spent in restaurants, bars, and anywhere food is served is where you're going to get the most money up to 7 years, 4 years, after 4 weeks from now. So at any rate, put in whatever industry it is, and yes, they're going to be eligible. So your future is going to be bright. You're going to be able to help companies get money all around you, hair salons, beauty salons, barbershops, anywhere there's tips, casinos, et cetera, et cetera. Again, not to bog down, but let's go back where the money is for now. Do you do any tip pooling? That would mean, are you giving any of the tips to the cooks and different people who are, quote, not eligible? And that's not a discussion that I can explain, except for eligible employees who get the money back dollar to dollar for eligible employees, whoever they are. So again, I'm just putting in some fictitious numbers into here. What is the minimum hourly rate per hour? This is just like what we were talking about earlier. If it's $13, you put in whatever it is. So whatever it is. And let's see, what is the average tips for one employee for 1 week? We'll say it's $800. And there's reasons for all these other questions. Again, the calculator you use is not something that was saved, you see? So this is where this is going to be calculated. So what is the average number of hours worked? We'll say 30, and it doesn't matter. Part-time, full-time, absolutely does not matter. Do you offer health care? There's a reason for that, whatever that answer is. That means we might help them get health care through one of our health agents. You might get a cafeteria plan that goes through, it might make you $4,000 or $5,000 a year, or $2,000 or $3,000 a month, and you'll learn about that later. Are you frustrated with the plan costs related to claims? Maybe. Are you unsure of the annual cost per employee? Well, they'll know. They know. Would your company benefit from a fixed budget plan? Well, they don't even know what they're like. Maybe. If you have fewer than 10, what the question is here, are you taking advantage of a small business healthcare tax credit? Yes or no? Do you own a commercial building? There's money in that called cost segregation. And look, don't let this be overwhelming. You're hearing a lot of stuff out of my... Sorry, I'm getting over an illness. The reason for the questions is so you can get paid again. Has your business utilized this? Tax savings, cost benefits? Again, you don't have to understand it. The more you understand, the better you'll be in the long run, but you don't need to for now. During the last 3 years, has your restaurant spent time and money developing new menu items? You can read that. This is for research and development money. And maybe they have, maybe they haven't, or unsure, whatever. Anyway, just answer these questions. I'm trying to move this along so we can conclude this meeting because we've been here a little while. To answer all the questions, know that it's so that it will help you make more money. I do not know the answers to this one yet. What is the estimated cost of water usage last year? All right, I'm gonna put $5,000. I have no clue how we're gonna make money on that one or the next one, which is electricity. But there's ways we can help companies make money. You'll learn about it when I learn about it, and then we'd submit it. Well, I hope that wasn't too painful. Next question. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I had the question how to get past the gatekeeper to the owner. And if
well,
the owner's not there, can we talk to the manager?
Yeah, you're going to learn, the main thing that we're going to learn is that answer to that question. You won't learn that in 5 or 10 minutes. You're going to learn that by watching these videos. You're going to learn by doing your own research. Getting past the gatekeeper for a business owner is a big, big deal. I'm going to do something though, because you said that. I want to show you something to watch that you will adore. Come back to the tax affiliate website. I'm going to pull it back up. I'm going to show you exactly one answer to that. So come back. I'm coming back to the training portal. So make a note of it. I'm going to videos and come down on the videos to the bottom where you see Uncle Dan, how to book the tax man. I'll give you a tidbit about what he says here. So again, this is taxaffiliate.com, and I'm going to put a copy of that into the chat room in case you're missing it or want to make sure you spell it right or something. I'll put it back in the chat room. But I'll tell you what he says in this video. Give me a second to find the chat room, and
It's already in the chat room. I
you know
just
what?
copied.
Oh, well, and if you came late, you wouldn't be able to see it, so I'll do it again. But there's somebody trying to get back in again. Let me see who that is. 1 minute. We got somebody. I don't always keep this room where you have to be in a waiting room, but if I don't do it and you come early, that's Jennifer, do y'all know Jennifer? Hello, Jennifer. Welcome to the room.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Thank you. Hello. I was just
Lots of
trying to
hello.
open it up on my computer rather than my phone.
Yeah, so let me tell you what Uncle Dan says. I'm telling you what we're talking about, how to get past the gatekeeper on the question. And here's what he says do in a very simple way. Do your homework, research the restaurant ahead of time. Whatever you have to do, find out the name of the owner. Now, you may go there and dine. You may go there and just have a meal. A lot of people are doing this, and just ask the waitress, do you know who owns this? Yes or no? And any way you can, Google it. There's lists you can buy. And the ways to do this is multiple ways to find out, but find out who the restaurant owner is and what he's doing. And he's closed a lot of deals. He'll go in and say, I'm here to look for George. Oh, okay. Yeah, George is here or not here, right? So, but that's what he's doing. He's finding out when George is going to be there, so he knows to go there when George is there, what days he normally works, and any details about that. So that's one way to do this. It's not the only way, but it's one way. But listen to Uncle Dan. You'll enjoy that video.
So, but the next question is, if owners like out of town or something, is there someone else like the CPA or manager?
No, most people will tell you don't bother. And I'm just telling you, general opinion of the people who's been doing this is you're not going to get nowhere. And it's the popular opinion that handing out brochures and flyers is worthless.
Yeah.
They're going to throw them away. They don't care. They don't get no money. So you just got to be straightforward. And, there's two ways to all things. Do it yourself, or do like me, build a team of people around you. And some of them become pretty good at it, and we all make money.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Well, we got people all over the country. This is a brand new group. Roger's name is in here twice. Roger's last name is Tew, T-E-W. He's retired Air Force, just like actually, I think I made a mistake and said that Mr. Brewer was retired Army. He's not Army, he's Air Force, retired Air Force. People get mad when you say the wrong thing about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Air Force. Let's look back at the calendar. Let me look at it with you folks, and let's talk about calendar. So the main thing, Joyce, is that we do what you did today. When you know you can get this group back together and you know the best time for your group, then you and I will agree on a time and we'll set it up. And generally, I'm going to set things up, a day or two ahead or a week ahead or whatever. But I don't mind doing this. This was impromptu. Hey, can you meet with a group and, as soon as possible? Yeah, I will. So I had an in-house visit, meaning I was teaching somebody this business in person today in my house. So once I finished that and we were able to get here we are. What was I going to show you? Oh, the calendar. Let me go back. Did I pull that back up? No. Let's go back to the calendar. So looking at the calendar, 2 of the best meetings every week happens on Wednesday and Friday. So if you look at the calendar and go down to this, you'll find that Wednesday afternoon, Kurt Kelly is a host. He's just like us. He's one of us, but he's one of the first people that started meetings. And so he started doing that with Mr. Brewer, and you'll learn Stan Shaw. He's actually one of the owners. But here's some good news for everybody. They're going to, again, not for the first time, join us in our private meetings. So we will have the tax man and Stan in our meetings, and I'll let you know ahead of time when that's going to be. It'll be titled on here. But when we look at today's calendar, well, this is Monday. So Tuesday, what you see here is Operaly, and you're going to go, what is Operaly? And again, I will tell you just very, very briefly, it is a personal AI assistant that it's like having more than one employee is what it's like. It's something I use. It's a training. And if you decide to go that and you like it, ask me for a link. If you're the first person under, in the realm of sponsorship, I will give you a link and then you can decide if you do it. Well, if you're going to get a link, you're probably going to do it. And then you sponsor the other people because there is a little bit of money in that too, but it is insane what an AI assistant will do for you. And I'll tell you one example and that's it. I can type a sentence that says, I'm going to say I copied a link. Send this link to Joyce. Well, if I've talked to anybody in the last week or two, it knows which Joyce I'm talking about. It'll write the email, totally prepare it. All I have to do is click send 2 times. That's one tiny example, but that's why that's on the calendar. I've got other people that are involved in that. And let's see what else. Ask a question. I don't want to just chat. Anybody else?
Well, maybe I missed it, but when the last thing you went through, or you're just putting in any name to make it work, what was that? Is that the survey the restaurant gets after you've put in your information and sent it in?
No.
Or what was
Actually,
that?
that's the one that's for us to fill out.
Oh, okay.
The one thing you'll hear from the people who's been doing this for a few months is that the best thing for us to do is fill it out with and for, no matter how you do it. You might want to meet them in a room like this. You might want to say, you just get them on the phone and just ask them a lot of questions. So there's no wrong way to do it. The best way to do it is in person, right? But yeah, you take that with you. Now, here's what I did. And Joyce, I'm going to put this in here soon. But what I did is I created that form on paper and I made it into 4 sheets. And when I had this person come over today, he's 82 years old. He's kind of old school, and I knew I needed to do that. So he's got those 4 pages so he can sit down with somebody and fill it out. And you might choose to do that too. It doesn't matter how you get it. Let me see if I can show that. I don't know. That's a PDF. I don't know if I can show it, but it's really cool. But I'll get it in this room. That is my intent, and I am going to attempt to show it. I'm not sure that that's the kind of page that I can share. I'll try. If you have another question, go ahead. Anybody?
Okay, this is Marilyn again. Is there such thing? Do you have a URL? That's what I was screaming about.
You mean the page itself for your business?
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a link that you get in your email. This is a jot form, but y'all can see this, right? Does that make sense, Marilyn? Was it Marilyn? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
I still haven't been approved. How long does that take?
Same day, next day.
Okay.
I'm just going to scroll through this. You can see all I've done is I made this into an easy to fill out form. So I'll figure out how to load this into the training site. Y'all seeing that?
Yeah.
Good.
It's too small.
Yeah, I'm sure, but yeah, make it bigger, but you can see it's pretty clean. Just another way to do it. Just something I come up with today, thinking ahead. Got to help everybody, whatever it takes. All right, I have plans. I will take a question or two, let's say about 5 more minutes, and I really need to get ready for the next appointment. I'm staying booked. Hey, Jennifer, I see you got your boss there with you. Oh, I'm sorry. You're the boss. I should know that. You're muted, but
Yeah.
hi.
He just said he's not the boss, he's the follower.
I knew that. I knew I made a mistake when I said that. If I was in the room, I know I would have been corrected and pinched or something. But
We
where you
both
guys
take
at?
our turns being bosses.
Okay, where you guys at? Did I ask you that before?
Massachusetts.
What part?
We're in south of Worcester.
Oh, wow. You know, there's also a Worcester, Ohio. Did you know that?
No, I
Yep,
didn't.
I lived near there. All right.
Back
You guys,
to your calendar. When are your scheduled trainings that you're doing for this company?
yeah, I am finalizing. Here's a couple things I'm finalizing personally, and that's what day I'm going to have Blackswan in our group. My intent is to do a day meeting and a night meeting every week with him, and I haven't concluded. Give me a minute or two, meaning a day or two. Maybe by tomorrow I'll come up with my permanent schedule.
Okay.
But I enjoy doing these. I do a lot of them. It obviously makes sense we come in as groups. But I'll get it back to you, but it'll be on the schedule as soon as I come to a conclusion. And I've got to talk to him too to make sure, the time he can come in on a regular basis. So it'll be, right now when I'm believing Tuesday or Thursday will be one of my personal meetings. But I'm also going to do some either scheduled or impromptu meetings on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm considering, and again, I'm telling you ahead of time in case I do or don't, but I'm thinking about doing a Sunday night every week, like 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm really sure I'm going to do that, but I haven't put it on the schedule, but watch the schedule, just stay in touch with each other, and it's going to be good. We're gonna get meat and potatoes when we come here. We're gonna get the what we need to move forward.
Well, I know I like Eastern time. Works for me.
Yeah, I'm central, so I get confused often because I've got people on the West Coast. I've got people in Mountain Time in this business in Montana, and I think that was that you, Elizabeth, who was in Montana?
No, I'm in St. Louis Central.
Oh yeah, who was Montana? Somebody.
Rory.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody. I'm really very happy. I like working with people. I've in my previous business, and you can say I'm bragging. I brought in 297 people personally into my last network, and as it has finalized, and we don't recruit in that one no more, but it's a little over 5,150 people. How would you like to have a few people that you get paid 10% on, or a few more who brought a few more, and all of a sudden you've got 20 people, and then all of a sudden you've got 50 and 500 people. I'm a networker. I believe in it. I love it. And he's paying us 10%, 10%, and 5% on other people. And if you look at those numbers, and you're going to make an average of about $1,000 a deal when you bring somebody in. And when they bring somebody in, they're going to get 1,000, you're going to get 1,000. And when they bring somebody in, it's going to be 500. Think of that. Think about having dozens of people. I've helped and been around people. The people I've been around for the last 5 years specifically, a lot of people around me and with me became millionaires, and one became a billionaire.
Wow.
You're in the right audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a billionaire.
Jennifer, now wait a minute. Now, are you going to work for it, or are you just going to like to be one? Which is
Well,
it?
I'll work for it, but
Will
I'll
you?
still like it.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I appreciate your thought in that, and I think of it this way, and I think of it very seriously. I watch all these people who do well, and you sometimes wonder why. How did they get there? Really do that? And I'm going to tell you I know the answer. And I was told this by Mike Jackson, not the Michael Jackson, but Mike Jackson in another company back in 1995. He said, "Show me your calendar, and I'll show you your paycheck." And what that means is fill it up. And if you're
Yeah.
willing to fill it up, anybody within our voice, anybody, and you don't have to, that don't mean you have to do 50 appointments yourself every week. But if you've got 10 people doing 5, think about that, right? That's networking. That's 50 appointments. So how do you make them? I tell you what, Jennifer, I might not be the one to help you make a billion. What's your husband's name? What's your name, sir?
I have to check. It's Bruce.
Bruce. Good to know you, Bruce. Together, especially when you're united like this, you work together. You're good at paperwork. You're good at links. You're good at calls. But here's what I'm going to tell you together, and anybody in here, Rory, Elizabeth, Patrick, you definitely can make $1 million a year. Now, in my last network, the people who had the best calendar and had the ability and aggressive were making $1 million per. Somebody answer that for me. What am I going to say?
Per account?
No.
Per month.
Although there were some.
Oh, per month?
No, that was a
Per
good guess.
quarter.
No. And I know this person, by the way, that I'm about to tell you about. Come on, somebody else.
Don't
Make another
even
guess.
say per day.
Well, you were close. It was per week.
Ooh.
$1 million a week. Now, let me tell you
Wow.
something. And now that you're still here, Patrick's still here, I want that money in Alaska to flow like snowballs, bigger, bigger, bigger. But here's the thing. Think about this, everybody. This started in 1993. This is not going anywhere. This tax recovery is not going anywhere, which means the last one I was in where people around me became millionaires, that's over. Now, one of those guys, if you were on a Wednesday or a Saturday meeting last week, you saw him, or at least on Wednesday or Friday, actually, Kirk Kelly. He and his partner made millions. And what we were doing before was employee retention tax credits. Millions. They were closing clients that were making them 20 and 30,000, and they're doing that again with this. You can make $20,000 and $30,000 account with this. And Elizabeth, you might not. Oh, darn, Rodney. But you might find somebody who does, then you get a percentage. Do that times 10 or times 100. You're going to
I'm
find
good
out
with
something
that.
about me. I am the guy that will bring you to the top. I am the guy that's helped people become millionaires. I have. And I'm not a millionaire in a sense. In a sense, I am not, but that's irrelevant. It ain't about somebody. Don't ever. Yeah, I hate when someone says, "Let me see your check." No, I'm not going to show you my check. I'll show you my calendar.
Well,
Let me
thank
see
you
your
in
calendar.
advance, Rodney,
Well, you're
for
welcome. And
making
you know
us
what?
millionaires.
Well, that's why we're here. Now, Joyce is coming back. I got to close. I hate this thing doing the waiter room. So again, welcome back, Joyce. We had people here becoming millionaires while you were gone. Hi, good to see you again.
Yeah, Joyce is going to do it too.
Yeah,
She's
we were
going to
just
be a
talking about
millionaire.
what it takes. And truly, this is something when you do the math. Now, if you do it by yourself, you probably need 2 or 3 appointments a day or 4 or 5 a day if you're going to make $1 million a week by yourself or a month, whatever you think is real, or a year, whatever's real for you. But I'm going to go backwards to something I thought about, and I'll close with this. And I've thought about it. I'm 65 years old. I've been reaching for the stars for a long time, but I thought about this so many times. And Zig Ziglar is the guy that I met several times who said this. And he said, think about some people that did make it. Maybe they're six-figure people. Maybe you're not. Maybe they're $1 million a year people. Maybe you're not. But he said, think of this. Are you 10% as good as they are?
Of course.
That's it.
Yeah, hopefully
You got to
at
do your own
least.
thinking. You got to think, am I 10% as good as the guy that does really good or lady that does? Yeah, I've met so many women that make $1 million a year. Many, many, many. And you look back, well, how? Why? Right place, right time, right company, right now. So let's conclude with this. This is ground floor. Okay, 400 and some odd people, maybe even 500 in 6 months have registered, got a number. That's tire kickers. Tire kickers don't make any money. But the few, the 20% or less, will make money with this. Let's do it. You'll be back with me again, and I will encourage you. I won't let you down. I wake up and come do some things to help us in the middle of the night. And that's the people who you want to be around, like me. And believe me, I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm inspired. I know where this is going. And yes, I'll make $1 million a week doing this because I said so. So do with it as you wish. Elizabeth, $50,000 a year might be what you need to change your life. But this is not a $5,000 a year business, just so you know. It's not. You can make more than that in one deal. All right?
Yay.
See y'all next time.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Loved it. You're very welcome. Together, each achieves more. Let's